The Mate 10 is the best flagship smartphone that Huawei has ever made. It has an all-new design, an upgraded camera system, and a processor with AI. So what happens when the Mate 10 meets the Galaxy Note 8, Samsung's best flagship ever? Can Huawei's AI phone defeat the Note 8 in terms of usability and features? And what does the Note 8 has over the Mate 10 with its extra 1000 ringgit premium? I'm Warren with KLGadgetTV, and this is Galaxy Note 8 versus Huawei Mate 10. The Note 8 and Mate 10 are the very best looking Android flagships at the moment. Both phones feature an all-glass design with a metal frame, and though they both sport very slim top and bottom bezels, they're still very different in terms of aesthetics. The Note 8 takes on the modern 18:9 aspect ratio display that makes it a lengthy device, while the Mate 10 resumes the conventional 16:9 aspect ratio display, making it a wide device. Overall, I would consider both devices to feel great on hand as they don't feel cumbersome to handle. The Note 8, however, can be a challenge for your jeans pocket due to its tall form factor. And that weird placement of the fingerprint scanner isn't made for everyone. Though I personally prefer the Mate 10's design over the Note 8, the glass back is merely there for the cosmetic and it doesn't support wireless charging. It also lacks IP68 certification, which you have to be careful if you are near a poolside or beach. In terms of hardware specifications, both phones have great processors, a great amount of storage capacity, and a decent amount of RAM. The Mate 10, however, has a larger battery capacity than the Note 8, which we will find out if it is better in the later part of this comparison. The Note 8 Super AMOLED display is just a lot more favorable compared to the Mate 10 in terms of color reproduction. But that doesn't mean it is perfect, because there are still many apps and content that isn't optimized for its 18:9 aspect ratio. And if you were to make them fit the screen, you're going to deal with cropped content. The Mate 10, on the other hand, isn't going to have any problems with that. Moving on to software, both the Note 8 and Mate 10 have their own advantages, and the difference between these two are pretty obvious. It is either you want a stylus or a general productivity smartphone. The S Pen is just so addictive that even if you aren't using for taking notes or drawing art, it has some pretty useful features, such as translating text and sentences by hovering on the display, drawing animated messages to send to your friends, and recording a GIF animation out of your favorite video. In other features, the Edge panels gives you shortcuts to features and apps, Bixby Assistant lets you do multiple actions with a voice command, Samsung Pay lets you make cashless payments, and lastly, the Note 8 has Bluetooth 5.0, which lets you connect up to 2 Bluetooth audio devices. Well, that's a lot of features over the Mate 10. However, Huawei emphasizes more on productivity with two features. Firstly, the easy projection mode, which turns your phone into your computer by connecting to a display using any USB-C to HDMI dongle. It is more affordable and versatile than Samsung's DeX solution. You can connect a Bluetooth or USB input device to work with the screen, and the phone will remain functional even when the projection mode is active. Any phone calls or messages will also stay off the screen so that you wouldn't look embarrassing when using this feature in a meeting presentation. And finally, the custom Microsoft Bing Translator app, which utilizes the Kirin 970's neural processing unit to quickly translate text offline. The Mate 10 also gains advantage by shipping with Android Oreo, which the Note 8 will probably only receive the update in early 2018. In the camera department, the Note 8 and Mate 10 have extremely capable camera sensors with a different system. The Note 8 sports two optical stabilized 12-megapixel lenses with wide-angle and telephoto focal lengths, sporting an f1.7 and f2.4 aperture respectively. The Mate 10 sports a Leica dual camera system that comprises of the 20-megapixel monochrome and an optical stabilized 12-megapixel RGB sensor with a fixed f1.6 aperture. Using both phone cameras in the real world, the Note 8's camera tend to produce a saturated color tone and sharp detail that can easily appeal to the general audience. The Mate 10's camera will appeal to those who prefer more realistic colors. Pictures taken with the Mate 10 also have a great dynamic range and contrast, like what you would expect from Huawei's Leica camera system. In terms of camera software, the Mate 10's manual image controls are also more comprehensive than the one on the Note 8. And when it comes to video recording, the Note 8 rules the Mate 10 with its 2 optical stabilized cameras. To be honest, I was pretty surprised with the Note 8's battery life despite having a much smaller battery size than the Mate 10. I got pretty much the same standby and usage time, and sometimes I also find it to last slightly longer. Therefore, whether Huawei's MPU is helping in power efficiency remains questionable. I even tried clearing my doubts by running the Geekbench battery test and concluded that the Note 8 is in fact a more power-saving device than the Mate 10. However, the Mate 10 still owns the Note 8 with its supercharging technology, which charges much faster than Samsung's quick charging solution. In terms of general performance, the Mate 10 is marginally faster than the Note 8 in most cases, and graphics performance is also better than the Note 8. At this point of the video, you might probably be thinking, isn't this an apple to orange comparison? Because the Note 8 retails a lot more expensive than the Mate 10 and it has the S Pen. Even if you were to take the Mate 10 Pro into account, it is still 1000 ringgit cheaper than the Note 8. Well, the thing here is no longer just about price and performance, it is about the software and ecosystem you choose to believe in. In Samsung's case, the Note 8 is meant for those who seriously wants that stylus, while being able to use services like Samsung Pay and pair it with other hardware such as the Gear S3, Gear VR, and Gear 360 camera. Huawei, on the other hand, believes in the future of AI in terms of consistent hardware performance, and the company intends to work with app developers to optimize their apps to work better with its hardware, so that it doesn't slow down like any other Android smartphones after a year or so. In a nutshell, it is like choosing between a car that has already worked well in the market versus one that is an improvement in progress. So that's it for this long comparison video, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. Drop me a comment down below if you have any questions about the Note 8 or the Mate 10, and I'll respond them as soon as possible. Be sure to subscribe to KLGadgetTV for more weekly videos from us, and I will see you soon in our next one.